Hello and welcome. I'm Rahul. I always come up with new ideas and try to inform you of latest development, whatever is happening in the real world, because I strongly feel that it is essential and imperative that we keep ourselves updated and motivated. Because for every opportunity that comes our way, we should be ready for that. Because in this world, nobody take care of you, especially if the matter of finances comes, to support your livelihood or to take action on your behalf. Nobody takes. It's you who can make your life beautiful, who can make and embellish your life with better thoughts, with better moments. This is what you have to do, and for that money is needed. Financial need is really important, and for that you have to capitalize on certain skills, you know or if you want to invest your time in your business, it is one of the best things that you can do to yourself. Exploring new avenues for businesses will be good for you. But I just want to tell you, this is not a matter of living life for one lifetime. Yeah, I'm talking about metaphysical. You would be able to make your ends meet. Suppose for your 30 years or 45 years, when you become in your adolescence, suppose you are 25 years old and you want to support your life till 60, you become a job enthusiast. You acquire a job, you work there, you work your whole life till 60, then you retire and then you survive on retirement money. It happens, most of the people lives in that way. Many of us try to embark on a journey where we can explore new avenues for businesses, and we try to explore avenues and we try to accumulate more money, because businesses can proliferate and can enhance your income ability. Your money will flow into your account multiple times. Yeah, you'll be able to make your life standards better. It happens for a lifetime if you'll be a successful person. For that, resilience is important. If you are starting from zero, you will know that how much guts it requires to do acquire a job, or better job, a government job or any kind of job, or to do real good businesses which can fetch you money. So it is not an easy task. Even in today's world, a lot of resistance you have to face, and this is the reality, you know of financial reality that we are talking about. But next thing I want to tell you, that if you think of metaphysical, spiritual life, it is also not an easy way to get success there. Even it is more harder than that of living life and making livelihood better in physical life, in our daily life that we exist, in our worldly life, in our married life, whatever we want to do. When we dive into metaphysical, we see that it is much more difficult to survive there. There is a big war is going on, perhaps from a long time, from centuries, from the ancient time when we existed on this earth. Even not only we, but all the souls that existed before us. Such kind of spiritual energy flows, in this river, that we have to understand. And once we dive into spiritual life, once we try to explore there what is lying down there, when we try to go inside and try to look within through our intuition, through our senses, we look and perceive our environment, we see that there's a big intelligence is playing around, and it wants you to interact with, it wants you to explore. Many times you, through your intuition, try to perceive certain reality which is beyond your physical reality, which is related to metaphysical. And certain times you would have a distinct mark in your mind that you are trying to decipher it, and it makes sense for some period of time. Not always, because when the level of it goes above, when you decipher and dive deeply into it, you see that there's a big ocean is flowing. Big intelligence is required, in which we think whatever our doctrines has been, whatever our set of belief has been, it totally changes there. Nothing applies there. It unfolds in a different way. And we have to ascertain, we have to decide what is true, what is reality, where we should believe in. And belief and faith is also one of the most important point that you have to keep with yourself. If you don't have belief in the universe or positive side, and how can you pursue the path? Because the path is really difficult. And once you have faith, then you can die. But you have to be figuring out what is reality. Then you will have faith. Have faith in honesty, it is okay. But how much intelligence do you want to apply in discernment of the things that is coming from ancient time and it goes to eternity? It requires a lot of intelligence because billions of energies are flowing into this river, and you touch and you feel the energy is flowing. This is the reality. I just want to tell you that suppose once in a lifetime it happens to you, you know, your stars get aligned, and you see that whichever idol you were thinking of is appearing in front of you whenever you're thinking about him. Or whatever happens to you, something bad or something good, you think of God and that idol appears, you know, because you have a set of belief about that very idol, about that very whatever you say, whatever God you think of, it happens. Initially, it gives you belief that yeah, God exists. It gives you positive energy. But if it happens consistently and you look within it for a deeper perspective, you figure out that something else is going on. The universe is starting to throw ball on you, trying to test you whether you have real intelligence or not, where you want to discover the layers of reality or not. When you dive deeply into it, you see that there is a big game is going on, you know, and that is why I will tell you to look within. Try to make your senses more deepened. Try to make your senses more creative, more alert. When it will be more alert and creative, it will be able to figure out quickly what is going on. Yeah, it touches the power of the dimension of delusion also, but it is not a delusion. That you have to understand. You have to decipher, and you have to apply your discernment ability to distinguish and make it a distinct reality in your mind. It is not delusion at all. If you are driving yourself madly, if you are going beyond the boundaries, beyond the circle, if you are going above the limit, in deep sky, in dark side, you'll feel the gravity, yeah, but you can navigate your challenges, your path, and when you'll apply your intelligence, you'll understand what is going on. Because if you want to elevate yourself off, if you want to elevate your soul, you have to look deeply within it. That is what I want to tell you. It is the only initiative that you have to think of. Your doctrines will be tested. Because you have thought of person. Suppose you are human and you start worshipping animals. Is it justified, do you think? Whatever you think of, suppose you think of in a copy, a photo, you start worshipping there, a picture of any kind, a cow or anything, a monkey or anything, you start worshipping. This is failure of your intelligence, nothing else. Because in the name of rituals, even if you are doing, why don't you question that? Why don't you have inquisitive brain to talk about that? And if you don't have that ability to question, you are not a human at all. You cannot look at me and tell me that he is a different personality. You don't have that standard to think of me, to make conception about me. You're already a person who does not have that belief, does not have that intelligence, which can decipher reality. That is what I will tell you. Later on, I just want to tell you that the more you will discern, the active forces will try to keep an eye on you. And this is where the game changes. We become more and more afraid of the system. We become more and more afraid of the alignment that happens. We are very small being in terms of universe, but when we dive into intelligence, when we dive into the alignment of the universe, we feel that the whole cosmos is the part of your story. This is what happens. You look within and you look at everything. You be conscious, you be aware, and you will start deciphering there. What is lying there? It will be very difficult to stay there. But once you will dive in that very path, you will see that the reality will start changing. It will align itself with you. You will feel that your manifestation is working, but the forces are being intense on you and you are not able to keep up with them. How to keep up with them? Each and every riddle that universe throws at you becomes complex, But you have to solve that in order to move forward. Because I want to tell you, if you want to live the life for longer period of time, suppose till eternity, suppose the soul exists, suppose soul exists and transcended the physical boundary. Everybody knows that. The physical boundary will be transcended, but the energy that will be left out. The consciousness can reside at any form, in energy form as well. Consciousness can reside. We have not even discovered yet that it can only reside in human brain. No. It can reside on different planes as well. Yeah, science will be able to figure it out in upcoming 100 years. It is not far from. It was, but it is now a perceptible idea in upcoming ages. You will see that. Even artificial intelligence, large language model, and if AGI will be developed, it is more intelligent, will be more intelligent than a human. AGI, artificial general intelligence, because it has the computational power which is beyond, and when it will have logical power, when it will have emotions as well, it will beat humanity. So what will you say on a chip? The same intelligence is residing, the same consciousness is residing. When it will be conscious, artificial general intelligence, if it will be conscious, people are saying, scientists are saying, it will be residing on a minuscule chip. And if the storage power, will be beyond, if memories will be explored in a better way, then we will find that in energy form it can also reside. The consciousness can exist. And universe has everything, every molecules in it. We are part, a subset of that. We are not superset, we are subset of that. That is why we cannot discard the functionality of the universe, that intelligence does not reside there. Yeah, it would be. Many people, many scientists say that maybe aliens would be very minuscule and they are watching us and they are directing our each and every actions, in a different way, controlling us. Maybe they are very minuscule. Even I have listened to one of the greatest scientists of our time, he told that suppose aliens have supposedly made themselves consciousness and resided on photons of light, and they are everywhere in the cosmos. If they are everywhere on our planet, they would be controlling our actions, they would be influencing us. It may happen. It is not far from scientific. It may be pseudoscience, but it would be able to, it may be discovered within 100 years or 200 years. It will be possible. I just want to tell you that believe in universal architecture. Believe that something exists from a long time and it will exist for eternity. And to survive that plane, that existence, that consciousness, it is important that you use your intellectuality, your intelligence to decipher all that. Because many people say that liberation, moksha, you have listened to these words from ancient time. It is not residing in rituals, it is not residing in little intelligence. It is residing in higher intelligence and higher dimensions. That is what I want to tell you. If you have good intelligence, then you'll be able to decipher that. If you have higher vibration, you will vibrate in higher dimension, and you will see the reality, how times unfold, how it becomes malleable, you know, how it gives you signal, how universe calls you, how it interacts with your intuition. These are all processes that you have to think of. When you dive into that, you think of it and you feel that reality. And there I'm talking about at that very point what you have to do, at that very moment what you have to, how to navigate these challenges. Decipher all these things, decipher all the entities that is coming to your way. What is this meaning? But you have to be anchored to your lower dimension as well, to your real rational mind, which exists in your 3D world, because there you're in your real physical ascension, your real physical relationship exists. Did you understand? You have to protect that also. Otherwise, people will say delusional. They have constructed a social norm. They have constructed certain norms for you to see yourself, to see you in a defined way, and that is what they call rational. That is what you have to define as well for them. But when you look within, when you are aware, you can be multidimensional. That is what I'm talking about. You can be looking into higher dimensions. That is what is awareness. That is what is looking within. From ages, people or sages are telling you, but nobody thinks about that. They are all busy in myth and rituals. That is holding their soul to get liberated. It is not being liberated. They are holding and keeping it from being liberated. This is what is happening. And that is what I want to tell you. You have to keep yourself out of this trap. Until unless you don't become an intelligent being, you don't have an inquisitive mind, you don't have real intelligence in you, curiosity in you, how can you see the deeper game that is going on? And once you are going there, once you are becoming aware, think of everything, your little dreams, whatever comes in your mind, everything. You observe that. You will see that in 5 years or 10 years, everything is connected, making meanings. Your dimensional, 3D dimensional reality is unfolding according to that. It is making sense to you. Universe is trying to interact with you, trying to tell you a story, that your thoughts, your dreams may be planted by the universe. Even dreams can be implanted by other forces as well. That is what you have to be aware of. When you will become aware of all these qualities, then you will decipher. It is not a simple thing that I can tell you and you can grasp. I'm telling you that you have to be aware of. And you will not have to be. You will not have to be uncontrolled. Never ever be excited. It is not a thing to be explored with excitation. No. It is a painful process and you have to go through that. It is a very patient process. You have to be patient with yourself. And it is very deterministic process that you have to believe in. If you are impatient, if you are very capricious, if you are flickering, you cannot stay there. You have to have greater determination, having audacity, having gutsy mind, having deep discernment, having power to anchor yourself in 3D reality and as well as in higher dimension, but be grounded. So these are all qualities of a being, of a human being, to dive deeper into that very field. And that is why I tell you to look within. Everybody tells you to look within, because they want to make you consciousness, to make you a conscious being. When you meditate, what happens? Do you see God in your mind? No, it is all your imagination that comes in your mind. Meditation is actually stopping, shutting down all the imaginations. Even if it comes, let observe and let it go. Meditation is void. And in that very void, you see that certain energy surges through your body. And you feel that peace, mind, tranquility. Peace of mind and tranquility of mind comes. Why in that void it resided? Why God configured in that very way? See, universal intelligence is beyond our imagination. We have to pursue that in order to attain that. It is not something that I'm going to decipher everything and I can be able to describe everything here in front of you. No, it is not possible. Universal intelligence is really very large and huge. And one who finds enlightenment and see beyond, they go through this process. That is what I want to tell you. This has been hidden from a long time. Your video will be getting longer again and again, because if you want to know all these realities, you have to open your eyes. And I have told you a very good thing to apply your mind and discern everything. Ground yourself in 3D reality and see higher dimensions. Meditate on how to meditate, how to satiate your quest, how it will happen when you look within, when you'll meditate, when you be aware, when you'll open your eyes within and don't get frightened. These are the ways. Thank you for listening to me.